this is Lena making Bespoke Craft Designs. I'm making a Shabby Chic journal, and I'm going to be using some of Arty-maze digital kits. I've actually picked my papers and the ephemera from 3 of her kits. I will list them below. I know the main one I'm using is the Foxglove, but the other 2 I'm not sure. I can show you some of the papers, but I will do them below. I'm using this cover that I did in the mixed media video that I had on, and I've done the inside cover with just a flowery paper, and then I've got as far as just the first layer of the mixed media, but I haven't done anything on it yet. I like to put my papers in and then go back and finish the cover, so I haven't done that yet, but it will be that kind of a closure, and it's one of the Amazon boxes. It's one of the boxes with the 2 flips in, but I've taken those out, taken the piece that was down here that you rip off to get into it, and then left the flap on it, and it'll close like that. Cover. I'm not finishing the cover just yet, but I shall keep it nearby while I'm doing my papers. So what I thought I would do today is work out. So that piece there is my spine, and I want to put 3. I'm just going to have a look how big it is. I was going to measure it first so I could tell you, and I haven't done. I work in inches, so it's 1 3/4 inches. So what's that in eighths? That's 14/8, because there's 8/8 in an inch, so it's 14/8. That's how I do it. So that's my cover. I was saying I want it near me. So I think the biggest job is picking your papers and knowing what you want. And I spend quite a long time picking what things I want, and then I change them again, and then I get too many, and then I have to go down. So I think I've done 18 papers to each signature. Now at the moment I've got some more bits there that I hadn't put in. All I've done is I've got these, when I was doing the mixed media canvases, I've just used them as like a little folder to keep each of the signatures in. So I've tried to do them as much as I can the same. So the first one, I've put like a cream coloured envelope, which I'm going to be altering. I've got some envelopes out already, but that was just to remind me that's what I wanted to do. This is one of the Arty-maze. These are smaller papers. These are 5.5 by almost, are they 8? Yeah, 8. 5.5 by 8. So they would be for like a little journal. Very cute. I'm going to add one of those. Oh no, I think I've got 2 of those. I've got 2 of those to put in. I've got just a paper out of a book that I've used for mopping up, and I'm going to make that into extend that into one of my little pages that I've got a video on. I've got some graph paper, and in the Edith Holden, it's the book about her. I've got a page, this one's of a drawing of Edith Holden, so I've got something like this in each of the 3 signatures. I've just got some different coloured paper. I've got a yellow one and a pink one that I've coffee stained. And then these are the lovely papers from Arty-maze kit, the Foxglove. So I'm going with this. And that's another one of those that I really love. So I'm going to use them. I've got some music paper and some ledger paper, vintage ledger paper. I've got some paper that I've just been splashing about on, and then I've put some oh gosh, I can't think of my words tonight. I'm obviously very tired. Stenciling on the top, and they're just with acrylic paints. and I had these ready. So, and then I've just got some various coffee stained, of all different sorts of coffee stained, and some have got coffee and avocado on. I've got a real one with a bit of pink in here, which has got the sort of the, and I love putting avocado in them. And one of the coffee stains has got the lace on that I made with the lace doily. I like those, so I like to add one of those. I've got one of my vintage, I think it's a table runner on there, and I've then coffee dyed it as well. And then I've just got a card that was I've got loads of cards because I used to make cards, so I've got that, and this has got some magicals on, so it's real glimmery, and I liked that, so I thought, well, I'm going to use one of those as well. So I'm going to put the, and then what I've done here is I've got a bag ready to go in, brown bag ready to go in, and a piece of tracing paper that I've dyed with some distressed inks. One's vintage photo and the other one's a pink one. What colour is it? I've got my colours out here. I'm just having a look what colour it is. Oh, of course it has to be near the bottom. It's the picked raspberry that I've used there. So I pick all my colours that I think are going to sort of fit into my colour scheme, and I do a little mark of each one so I can see if I like them and whether they're going to fit in with what I've got, and then I work around what I want. Now, instead of using vintage photo for colouring everything, some of the things I've actually taken the white edging of with this one, which is wild honey, and it looks really nice. I quite like that for a change, so I'm going to use that in some bits. So let me just have a look at these papers and see. Now I haven't cut down the size of this packaging. I've just used it the size it is because I want to sort of stagger them a bit in the journal. So I thought I would keep it the size it is. So I'm just having a look at what I've got here. And then I'm not actually using this canvas. I will be, because I've got canvas on the front, and I will be maybe making some bits. I'm not going to put that one in yet because that's the one that I'm going to extend the page. I'm not going to be putting the envelope in it at the minute because I've got to do some bits with that. So I'm just going to decide what I want to do. I think I like this card. I'm going to use this card as the outside one for this, I think. So I'm just going to have a look and see. I'll probably move them about. Now, I know people do this in all different ways, and I'm not sure my way is the best way. It's just I mess about a bit trying to get them where I want them. So I'll just have a look what I've got, open them up and see what I've got. I like the idea of that pink one in there. And then I think I'm going to put... Now this is why I've left it long, because this music paper is quite tall. It's the really big pieces, and I thought that would look really quite nice. So in there. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do some papers that will be, because that's obviously the size of it. It's not obviously not the full length. That's your spine there, so that's your full length. I might just have to either fold them over or cut some off. So, but the height's right. The height's just about right. Right. So let me have a look what else I'm going to do there. There's quite a lot of pink going on in this one. Let me have a look. That one I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I might extend that page as well, so I'm just going to leave that in there for the moment, but I'm going to put a piece of the fancy lace coffee dyed paper in there that I like, and then I'm going to put that in, but I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. And then I'm going to put one of those, I'm going to put the bag in. And I don't think I've used any of these yet that I really need to get one in because they're beautiful. I like that against there, I think. And then I'm going to see where I'm going to put them. I'm going to put the piece of the tracing paper in. Another one of the coffee dyed papers. And that's a real pale one. It's only just taken the real start white off there. It's not really coffee stains. And then I'm going to put that one in there. Like that. And then the yellow one. And then I'm going to put one of these that I haven't folded. Put that in the middle there. I like that. I like that one. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do from the middle on this one yet. So we'll have a look at those, see where we are with those, and then go back and do some more if we need to. So I like that one there. So I've got this extended page that I'm going to be doing. I've got an envelope there to do. So I've got just a real pale coffee stained one there. One of my place runners there. And this pink one here. Just wondering whether I like that against that. I think possibly for now that can go in there. I haven't decided. I might move them about a bit. That just gives me a bit of an idea. I tend to move things about. I'll do something and then think, oh, I don't like that there. Move it. I love that lacy paper. Really like that one. And then I've got the graph paper, could stay there for now. Got the paper bag I like. And I like this. I think we maybe need somewhere. I'm just wondering there if I like this one. There's an awful lot of pink going on in this one. So I like that there. I like that. Quite like that there. I like that there. I think I'm going to put a small one in there too. And then I've got that one in there. Got that lovely paper there. And one of those. And then that one there. Some of these I might turn the other way so they face the other way, but at the moment I'm going to leave them this way until I decide what it is I want to do. I think I'm going to put this yellow one, so I don't want those two together. I think I'm going to put that one there, like that. Let's have a look at these. I love this one, how it's only picked up some of the coffee. I really like that. And then I'm going to use the really pink avocado ones I've done. And then I think my middle signature is going to be just the yellow page, and I'll probably fold that up. That's what I usually do for my middle signature. So that's one. And then I've got those two there that I'm going to do something with before I put them in. So let's have a look at this one then. See if I can sort of do something pretty similar. You've got here. So I'll try and do sort of a mirror image if I can with this one. Again, that one's quite pinky. I think I'm going to do that one with the paler side on the outside. I mean, obviously some of these are going to be embellished and they're going to be covered. They're just where I've been splashing paints and things. So I'm just going to take those two out for now. Those is the first one, those is the second one. And then I want one of the light papers in here. Like that, but it will have to be embellished a bit. And I've gone with the, have I got one? So I've started to fold some of my papers because I'm still at the stage that I change my mind and I faff about and I think I'm going to do it one way and then I do it another. So then what have I done there? I've done the little piece. I was going to say, I thought I'd decided to do that. So that's going to go in the middle there. So what have we got after the middle piece? Let's have a look. So I've got one of my pink papers there. I can do that in that one. And then what have I got after that? Let's have a look. I might have to move this one out of the way so you can see a little bit better. You're not going to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put the pink one there. And then after the pink one I had the music paper. So we'll do that again. We'll go with the music paper. The Arty-maze papers are slightly different. Oh, I want a sort of coffee dyed lacy one if I can find that too. Oh, this one I didn't have one. I couldn't find it. So I've used one that had lots of different textures on for this one. Quite a nice paper, but it's not the lace, but it's still a real nice, pretty paper. So I'm going to use that one. Then I want to use who did I put? Oh, I did. It's a different type of graph paper, but I've got a graph paper there, so I'm going to use that one. And then I think I've got the bag. Oh, have I not got a bag here? I haven't put the bags in. Hold on. Let's get a bag. And the bags are slightly different. These ones have got some glassine one. And then this is one of the beautiful papers from the Arty-maze smaller kit. I say two of the kits was this smaller size. And it's absolutely lovely. So I'm going to go with that in there. Thing is with using the Arty-maze kits, you know, if you could use all her papers. And because they're digital and you're printing them out, you can print them out as many times as you want. And, you know, you could do as little or as much as you want in the journals. You don't have to. I just love embellishing and doing them. So I do like to do quite a bit. So I do a lot of my own papers so that I can do that. But the kits are just so beautiful. And then for the ephemera, I haven't mentioned the ephemeras. There's some ephemera in the kits from Arty-maze, so I'm obviously using that, but I do use quite a lot of ephemera. I had a look through Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah, and she's got some lovely ephemera because she does Shabby Chic beautifully. I will link her below, and if you haven't checked either of Arty-maze and Tina out, I would do, because they're well worth watching. They've got some beautiful kits, and they do some beautiful things. So I mean, we all use our own style, and we all do things slightly different. So but these papers are they're just so lovely. I just love them. And I've just, on the other side of them, I don't print on coffee dyed paper. I print on just white copy paper, or some of them. This one's a bit thicker. This is a cardstock. just a bit thicker than the copy of paper. And then I do just brush on the coffee staining, because obviously you've got your picture, but it hasn't run at all. It's really lovely, and I haven't got a laser printer. I've just got the inkjet. But as long as you don't do them the minute you take them off the printer, and if you just paint them on, and you can see I do 2 or 3 layers, so I do a bit first and then go over it again and then go over it again. That's just the way I do them. I don't do when I'm doing the coffee dyed for these, I don't do my ordinary coffee dyeing as well. I'll do those papers in bulk, but I don't do the when I'm doing the kits. I just usually do the kits first. So I've got one of these again. Now these, I think these are wonderful, and what I did with these, it was just a test, because I wanted some paper that had a little bit of sort of white in it, but sort of muted white. So what I did with these, I had a jug with some coffee in, and when I put my papers in, I put them in a lot together. I didn't, normally what I do is I soak one side, soak the other, and then put the next one on, soak it, turn it over, soak the other, and then you get them all saturated all over. And then the ones that I do that I've printed the kits on, I do those with a paintbrush. But this one, what I did was I just splashed from the jug some coffee, and then sort of shook it off, turned it over, splashed some more, shook it off, and then did the same to the next one and put them all on top of each other. And then when I'd done them all, I pressed them down and just let the pan shake the coffee about, and it's give this effect. It was just to do something a little bit different rather than saturate the whole lot, and I really like that. I like how that's turned out. So then I've got the pinky paper for with the avocado in the coffee, and I love those. They just are superb. I love those. And then I have the yellow paper here. This one's a blue that I've used, and that's going to be in the middle of the signature. And then I've got one of those that I want to put in there. So I'm just going to put these together for now. So that's my first signature. And oh, I've got the card on the front of there. So that's the first signature. And I'll just, oh, got something stuck on there. Oh, it's something, I was going to show you something that's come today that I'm really pleased about. I was just going to show you what come today. When I've seen Rachel from Roxy Creations, who I love to watch, and mentions the straw paper, and I didn't really know what straw paper was. It always looks amazing when she does it, and I thought, oh, I'm going to get some. There was a UK seller, and every time I looked, it was out of stock. Anyway, I've managed to find somebody who's selling it, and it looks like she's put all different sizes of paper in here. So there's like an A5 one, and then one a little bit bigger than the A5, and then the A4. And I am going to really enjoy playing with this, because this looks amazing. And as I say, I've been looking at people who use it, and I think Gail Augustinelli uses it, and Rachel does quite a bit, and I've wanted to try it, so I was so chuffed when this come today. So I will be using that in these journals somewhere. I will be back shortly. So that's my first one. This is my second one, with those the bits that I'm going to be working on first. So I've just put those in the top. And then the third signature, I'm going to do a similar thing again, just to show you paper. And we're going to go with this card. Now this one's really turned out well, because I just sewed this one before I stamped all the colour on it, and I laid it on top of a book page. and it's printed some of the book page onto it as well. I don't know whether you can see that, and that's just from it being wet and it's stuck on a book, actually by mistake, but it's turned out really good, so I'm really pleased with that one. Now which way round do I want that? I like the green on there because there's green in this background. I say there's quite a bit of gesso going on this one, so I've got that there. There's done properly, so they all crease nicely before I attempt to work on them or sew them in. So I have no particular plan when I start what I'm going to do. I just keep going and going and going. I think because I don't sell them, if ever I do sell them, which I'd love to sell them, I would find it difficult to know when to stop, as far as, you know, when you sell them, do people want to do things in them themselves, or do they just want to write in them? You know, I'm not quite sure, so I'd have to figure that one out if ever I come to that point. Because I would find it difficult to not just keep going at it. If I can find, they're the big ones. There's the little ones, here they are. So, I mean, just look at these papers. They're just absolutely gorgeous. And as I say, I do go over the top of them and coffee stain them. So, I mean, even if somebody else was using exactly the same as you know, you make them your own anyway, and you do them differently. I mean, this has got lots of coffee going on over the top of there, but I really like that. As I say, if you didn't want to do anything with them, I mean, you don't even have to coffee stain the backs if you don't want to. You just leave them white if you like them white. I just tend to not like them white, so I don't do that. Yeah, so this is another one of these. These are beautiful. As I say, as well, and I will list those below. I'm just not sure what they are, because I had a lot that I'd paid, but I hadn't printed them out. And I went back to look what I was doing. I thought, well, I'll just print the lot out, then I can decide what I want to use. Because there was one in Tina's with a lot of blue in, and of course there's blue in this one, and then there was a lot with pink in. So I thought, well, I'll have them all, and then I can pick and choose. Right, so what's that one there that I've just put? I need one of these papers here, and then one of those, and then I want another one of the Arty-maze papers. As I say, I might end up moving some of these about when I'm actually looking at them properly and creasing them and doing whatever. So this is as far as I'm going to get so far. I'm going to put one of these in. These are the avocado ones in there. So there is an awful lot of pink going on, but once I get the ephemera in and bits, there will be a lot of blue as well. Now that one's got a blue one. This one's got a blue one. I had a spare one there for some reason, I think. Did I put some? Oh no, I've put the blue one there. Let me have a look. So I think we'll have the pink one there. There'll be too much pink going on at this bottom end. I had a spare blue one for some reason. I don't know why. So that's the blue one. So the coloured papers, I've got yellow in one and blue in two. That I'm going to do something with as the centre page. So that's as far as I've got so far. So that's one signature. And then just in the front there with bits that I'm going to alter or do. Did I put? Yes, I did. So I had more of that I wanted. So that's one. That one there is two. Oops. That's two. You see, these are quite thick already. I'm just having a look, make sure I'm going to get three in here. Oh yeah, Yeah, 3 will go in there. Because I mean, they're obviously quite, but yeah, three's going to go in there easy. I wasn't sure, they looked a bit bulky because I've not folded them and creased them all. So they're my 3 signatures in there, ready to, we're going to be working on them first though, before I do anything else. So I'm going to leave it at there for now, and I'll get back to you shortly with some ephemera. So I just wanted to do a quick video and show you me picking my papers. So this will be part 1, and then I'll be back to you very soon with some ephemera in part 2. So I would really appreciate if you've enjoyed the video, if you would write a comment for me, and it would be lovely if you could give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll be back to you shortly. So in the meantime, keep safe, and I'll be back to you soon. Thanks for now. Bye.